in Memphis, Tennessee. Women's 100. Let's start with the women's 100. Tanisha Terry, 1082 wind legal. That's a PB for her. Tamari Davis, 1083. Um, that's a remarkable time for Davis, who quietly has had just a remarkable run this year. Going back to Music City, she ran 1091 legal. U.S. outdoors, she ran 1092 in the semis, then windy 1078. Then she ran 87 in the first round in Memphis, and then tops off with a 1083. U.S. U20 list, only Sha'Carri Richardson, 1075 and NCAA champs has been faster. So Tamari Davis, still very young, obviously a bright future for her, 19 years old. But also Tanisha Terry gets a PB too. So quick turnaround after World Championships for her, but some fast times for some young American sprinters.
Yeah, this was like an unexpected result. Um, I think I wasn't prepared to see this quick a turnaround for some of the athletes who actually did compete at Worlds, specifically Tanisha Terry, and for her to just like coming off a world title in the 4x1 to just a few days later set a new
Yeah.
big PB. Very impressive, and it's a legit time. 1082. Like obviously we've been a little spoiled with the 10.5s and 6s and 7s, but 1082 win legal. You're creating a new baseline for yourself, and that's what you want to do. You want to slowly get better, and at one point when you're in your peak of your career, be prepared to run like Shrika Jackson or Shelly Ann or Elaine Thompson-Raw. It just that trio is gonna be so hard to break through, and it starts with running 10.8s every time you're on the track.
Yeah. Well, I think that 4x1 had to be a confidence boost for her. And if you look ahead to the coming years, people are going to circle that 4x1 as Terry's like jumping off point, right? Because that was not easy. And I know Jackson ran a really strong leg to close it down, but for Terry just to be able to stay composed, run a really good leg herself, and hold off a woman who had just run 21.4 in a 200 was no small feat. What do you think of Davis? I mean, Davis went pro as a junior in high school. Before this year, hadn't broken 11 seconds, and now she's just consistently sub 11, and now kind of racking up a good array of solid 10.8s too. She just
Yeah,
missed making
and
the team, and we could have potentially seen her on the relay. Remember, she was one of the people we're talking about in that relay pool. They didn't ultimately use her, but she's certainly taken advantage of this post World Championship season.
yeah, I feel like she's kind of been right under our nose this whole time, under the radar, getting fourth. A lot of times in U.S., I think U.S. sprinting, women sprinting. I mean, there's obviously like the marquee runner on the track and Sha'Carri Richardson that all the attention and eyes are going to focus to, and then the whole USA's experience was the storyline was her not being on the team and not really that these three women that made the team, even though we knew they were good, Hobbs, Jefferson, and Terry. There's just been a scene stealer in Richardson, but the third level degree is no one was even thinking about who got fourth, and who got
Yeah.
fourth was Tamari Davis, and she's only 19, turns 20 next year, and now she's running these 10.8s consistently. She's going to be a factor, and there might be a quick changing of the guard in U.S. sprinting right before our eyes. Like you see, like obviously you look at Abby Steiner as a collegiate, she did well, at Worlds, even after with the long season. You have Davis here, who's just 19, running
Mhm.
PBs. Terry's still pretty young; she's running a PB.
23. Well, and
23.
Melissa
So
Jefferson's 21 too.
Melissa Jefferson, yep, that's another college. I see Jefferson, Steiner, Terry, Davis. It's
Mhm.
like a new era.
Yeah, young core there for the U.S. women, and again, I think you brought up a good point. You get spoiled seeing 10-6s and stuff. 10-8's fast. 10-8's fast. 10-8, 10-8 when you're 19 is exceptionally quick. So we'll see for her. I wonder how much more she's going to run this season, but she's obviously in a great spot.